Hello and welcome to Quiet Miles, Voices in Motion, a series celebrating everyday endurance athletes whose stories often go unheard. These are honest, relaxed conversations about movement, life, joy, obstacles, and showing up. So, not perfect journeys, but real ones. This space is about connection, shared journey, and honoring the many ways endurance shows up in all of our lives. I'm Trina Dawkins, and let me introduce you to today's guest, Ade. Is it okay to call
Hello.
you Ade?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
hello.
brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So
Great.
Ade is a member of the Black Girls Do Run Club. She's an ultra marathoner. She has completed multiple marathons and multiple ultras as well. To name a few, she's done Race to the Stones 100K, Race to the King 100K. She's competed in London Marathon, she's done Berlin Marathon, and the list goes on and on and on. So thank you so much for joining me today, Ade. How are you doing?
You're welcome. I am fine, thank you. And thank you for inviting me to this show. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, no, you are most welcome. And thank you for saying yes for us to have a conversation. So, obviously,
My
we've met
pleasure.
a few times, and I know you are a member of Black Girls Do Run Club, and you run a lot of the time on your own and with other communities as well. So, I just wanted to
Mhm.
know, how did running become such a huge part of your life?
Running became a huge part of my life, should I say, about 11 years ago.
Okay.
It was as a result of an awakening. So my mom passed away, and she was quite unhealthy. So she had quite a lot of comorbidities. So that awakening of somebody passing
Mm,
away, suddenly, or in a way I didn't expect, just woke me up from my sleep.
mm,
So I was not fit, I was not healthy, I wasn't exercising, I wasn't doing anything. I just go to work and come back. So that sudden, trauma caused me to wake up, and it's like, what am I going to do about my life? And it's
yeah.
like, I need to do something. And I was very obese. So I was morbidly obese. I was like size 22 or thereabout. So I needed to do something about my life. So I decided, okay, after the funeral and all that, I am going to start gym hunting.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to do, I was going to try to learn how to swim because I was told swimming is gentle, and it's, fits
Yeah.
all the parts of the body. You can, your arms, your legs, every part of your body. So my plan was to go to a gym, in Gloucester where I live, and look
Yeah.
for, about seven of them or so, and then choose one, and then book swimming lessons,
Hmm.
and then obviously learn to swim. So that was what happened. So I went from one gym to the other, and I was almost about to settle for one gym, and I thought, oh, that is the best one. Then I just thought, no, there was one more gym I needed to try. And then I tried that one and checked it out, and it was okay.
Okay.
So I now settled for the last gym. Then, when I now started the gym lessons, I mean the swimming lessons,
Hmm.
I decided, okay, what I'm going to do, instead of just swimming and
Hmm.
learning to swim, I would use the treadmill upstairs and do some walking, and then when I finish with the walking sessions, I'll come downstairs, shower, change, and then use the swimming facilities. And then when I finish from the swimming facilities, I'll change again and come back and use the treadmill
Yeah.
upstairs. So that would take some time, but I had prepared time
Hmm.
for that. So don't forget, I was like, we're quite large and very embarrassed about my size and not wanting to be in the front. So I always have a treadmill at the back
Mm.
of the park.
Yeah.
But when I do come regularly at a set time each day, I used to see a lady, slim fit. She'll be on the treadmill before I get to my treadmill.
Hmm.
And then once I walk for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then go back downstairs to change, to swim and all that, maybe an hour or more,
Yeah.
and then come back up and then want to continue on my treadmill. And this lady is still there, still pounding away. And it's like, how can any human being, move consistently
Mm.
for more than an hour plus? And it's like, I really want to have that kind of level of fitness, so
Mm.
strong that, and she wasn't tired or anything. Maybe she was on the, what is it called, on the TV screen or something. She seemed to even be enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I just thought, this is nice. I mean, I really wish I could do that. So I tried trying to jog on the treadmill because
Mhm.
I was walking. So I now
Yeah.
tried to jog. And oh my God, I only tried for like 2 minutes. I almost died. So I just stopped and then
Yeah.
walked. But I kept watching her. And I'm
Good.
glad her persistence every time. She's so regular and she comes at that set time, which is the time I
Yeah.
always come as well. And I was on night shift for those years. So when I finish my night shift, I come to the gym in the morning. So she was always a morning kind of runner. So we meet about the same time. So I was watching her consistently
Mm.
for days, and then I tried to jog, like I said. So
Yeah.
jog for a few minutes, get breathless, stop the jog, walk, and then completely stop. But she kept moving. But anyway, when I go back to my swimming, I wasn't really concentrating on the swimming. I was
Mm.
now thinking of this lady who was always on the treadmill, and I look at the time, and an hour plus every time she's
She's
still
still
doing
there.
that.
Wow.
Yes. So I was like, God, so I prayed. It's like, if I can be healthy, I
Mm.
would be so grateful. I mean, I know swimming was doing something because I was
Yeah.
actually doing my swimming lessons. I did swimming lessons for half an hour with my paid instructor. And then when I finish in the swimming pool, when she's gone, I still stay in the pool and continue my
That's
training.
good. Hmm.
Then I still come upstairs and then watch that lady. And then that was how I was doing it. So
Yeah.
there was, after some days, I had an inspiration to leave the gym completely and
Mm.
just go to the park. So there's a park, that's the park run now, but there's a
Mm.
park, like just barely 2 minutes walk from my place. And it's
Yeah.
like just jog in the park. So that was my first time ever of actually now coming on the road,
Mm.
outside of a gym. Then I tried to jog. Oh my God, I jogged for maybe 1 minute. I was breathless and I sat on the bench, benches in the park.
Yeah.
Then I would stand up again, jog for a few minutes.
Hmm.
So I did that. That would have taken maybe 5 kilometers, would have taken maybe 1 hour, 20
Mm.
minutes then in those days. But I
Yeah.
persisted.
That's
Okay,
good.
so I was glad. I was like, oh, glad I think I could do something.
Mm.
But then I just thought, no, I want to go back to the treadmill and
Mm.
see that lady. But I still kept on getting this convincing that, no, just stay in the park, just do what you can do. So, and because this park was just so close by to my
Yeah.
house, just two
Hmm.
minutes, I didn't have to now drive the car to the
Right.
gym,
Hmm.
park my car and change into swimming trunks. So I was
Yeah.
enjoying the time management.
Mm.
You just come out of the house, 2 minutes you're there,
Yeah.
you do your jogging or what have you, and come back to the house, shower,
Hmm.
change, go to work. So I was not enjoying that time management convenience. So all that time to travel to and from the gym was cut short. Then I spent more time jogging, well, walking, jogging
Yeah.
on the park. But what I noticed was that I was getting better each time. So I wasn't stopping. Let's say in those days I would stop after 1 minute. So now I could stop after 5 minutes. After some
Mm.
days I could stop after 10 minutes. So my stamina was getting
Yeah.
better. And then my weight was dropping lower and lower. So like I said, I was like round about size 22-ish.
Mm.
So I was now dropping. I was like, oh, this is not too bad, even though it seemed hard. So I persisted. And then before I knew it, I could go like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minutes. So I was pushing and then I was happy. And the excitement that I could do this
Mm.
was getting, so much. So after some time, obviously it exceeded, so I could go an hour. So I
Yeah.
was now enjoying the fact that I could push myself
Mm.
and not collapse. So without any coach, without any trainer or anything, it was just, this motivation from inside that I think I can
Yeah.
do like that girl, that lady in the gym.
Mm.
So when I look back now, and it's like, I'm so glad I didn't settle for the gym, which I almost
Yeah.
settled for before the last one. Now, if I had gone to that gym, I would not have met somebody who inspired me. I would have been a good swimmer,
Yeah.
and that would have been the end of that journey. But I think God wanted me to see something else.
Yeah.
So when I left that gym, the gym you had to pay monthly, it was a 12 monthly contract
Mm.
and I left barely after a month. So I had 11 months. I was paying for the gym, but I was running in the park. So,
Oh, wow.
and then I didn't even finish my swimming lessons. I had, what is it called? A block of swimming
Yes.
lessons booked. So
Yeah.
I did maybe, half and
Mm.
dumped it and then focused on the running. So
Mm.
any spare time I had, I was out in the park
Yeah.
pounding away so the endurance grew so much and then the park could not contain me. So I
Mm.
moved out from the park onto the roads and then, it got better and
So
better
all of
and
this
longer.
time you were doing it all on your own. So every time you went to the park, was you
I
always
was doing it.
on your own?
I was always on my own, and I was, what will I say? Yeah, always. I hardly saw other runners because
Mm,
my timing, like you were saying, you were a solo
yeah,
runner, was also different. So I was working night shift, so I
sure.
had to either run in the morning after I
Mm,
finished my shift or in the evening before I go to work.
mm,
And my times, people, office workers, maybe the times were just so different. So in
yeah.
fact, I didn't even bother myself trying to find anybody because I didn't even want to draw anybody backward. I was so slow.
Mm,
So most runners would be flying, dashing, sprinting.
yeah.
So I wouldn't even want to go and look for anybody.
Mm,
So I was just building my confidence and I didn't know I was getting better. I didn't
yeah.
know. I just felt okay, I was okay.
Mm,
And then with time, the weight was, coming
so,
down, rapidly. Yes. So from that size 22, it was coming down to like, 18, 16, going down.
mm,
And then when I lost the weight, I was now faster and then could run longer as well.
yeah.
So stamina and endurance grew.
Mm,
So that was what happened. So from the crisis, from the
yeah.
awakening, I was now doing something about it. So got distracted from swimming and then, put all my energy and time into running. And then before I knew it, I was, running long for an
Yeah.
hour or two nonstop. And then people were like, "Oh, you're looking so toned, you're looking so fit. Oh, what did you do? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, can you do half marathon?" I said, "I don't even know what a half marathon is."
Yeah.
Then I
You
wasn't
just
even
run.
very,
Yeah.
I just ran. I didn't even have a watch. I didn't have a Garmin
Mm,
watch. I didn't have anything. If I
yeah.
was going to go out, I'll just look at the time. Oh, it's 3 o'clock.
Mm,
Okay, I'll just go run. And when I come back, oh, it's 5 o'clock. So I don't
mm,
even have anything to monitor. The only thing
yeah.
I had then, I had a nanopod, so it counted steps.
Mm,
So one good thing I was doing diligently, I
mm,
was writing it down, writing my
nice. How many
my
steps you're
steps.
doing? That's
Yeah.
good.
And then the time it took me, okay, I went out
Mm,
3, I came back 5, and
mm,
then I did maybe 18,000 steps,
mm.
20,000 steps. So when my brother of mine came to visit me, he was very shocked. He's like, "My goodness, you are so toned,
Yeah.
you're so fit. What did you do?" And I said, "Oh, I've been running." Then he said, "Oh, how many kilometers?" Then I bring out my book and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
18,000 steps." And he said, "No, that is not running." I said, "Well, I don't know." So he now
Yeah.
sat me down,
Yeah.
introduced me to running apps and told
Mm,
me, "This is what you do, this
that's
is what
nice.
you start," and measured, distance, pace, time,
Yeah.
elevations, everything. And it even draw the map of wherever you had run. So
Mm.
he explained it to me, then I downloaded it. It was Map My Run. So I
Oh,
started to
yeah,
use
I know
that.
that one. Yeah.
Yes. So I started to use that was when was that 2017, just shortly after I started, running. So I
Mm,
now I still continued recording. So now I stopped recording steps and I took the details from the map my run and
yeah.
still recorded it on my logbook. So I now
Yeah.
knew exactly what I was running, the start
Mm,
time, finish time, the pace, the hours duration. And then
yeah.
my brother could also see because he's a friend of mine on the app. So
Yeah.
he could now see.
Ah, yeah.
So because he didn't have an idea of what I was running, because I would just
Mm,
say, "Oh, 15,000 steps, 18,000
mm,
steps. What does that mean?" So when
yeah.
he now saw that, my goodness, you are accumulating a lot of miles. And he couldn't
Mm,
believe it because this is somebody I would hardly walk. I don't even walk
yeah.
at all, let alone run. And now
Mm,
he's seeing the miles that I'm racking up
yeah.
daily. So he watches me daily and he was shocked. So he had to
Mm.
call me and tell me, "You need to be careful your knees because you're doing so many miles and all that." So I just thought,
So how
no, I'm
often was
enjoying
you
this.
running? Was you running every day?
Almost
Ah,
every day then
okay. Yeah.
I was running, I could say almost maybe 5 to 7 days a week
Wow.
because I
Yeah.
was I was also enjoying it as
Yeah,
well.
that's
It's
the
like,
thing. When you
oh,
really enjoy something, you want to do
yes,
it all the time. Yeah.
exactly. And then that endorphin, that
Yeah.
feeling after that
Mm,
accomplishment, oh my goodness, it's like intoxication.
yeah.
So, and then because I know he was also watching, so it's like
Mm,
he watches diligently when the
yeah.
app brings up, Ade has run and this is the distance, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
he can't seem to believe it. But because
Mm,
he has seen my body, so he's
yeah.
seen the body first, so he
Mm,
knows I'm doing something, but he doesn't know how how serious it is. So now
yeah.
he saw it and it's like, "Are you sure you're the one doing this?" So that was how I got into it. So you could really run a half
Yeah,
marathon or something. So that
sure.
was how
Mm,
I went to book a race.
okay. I was going to ask you what your first race was. Yeah.
Yes, and then I went to book a race. So
Mm,
it was supposed to be Gloucester City because I live in Gloucester.
sure.
So it's supposed to be Gloucester City Marathon. And
Yeah.
besides, this is where I live and these are the roads I train. So
Mm,
it's fair enough, better
yeah.
to just start. So unfortunately, then they said there was going to be a lot of construction
Ah,
on the roads of Gloucester. So the management moved us into the forest trail. So that was how I bumped in. I never knew there was anything called trail
trails.
running.
Yeah.
So I was just used to road running. So,
Yeah.
so when they contacted or sent us email and address to go to the forest, so
Hmm.
it's about 45 minutes from the Gloucester city.
Yeah.
So obviously that was how I now ended up. It was still Gloucester City race, it's
Hmm.
called, but
Yeah.
it was now taking place in the forest.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I almost died because now it's a trail with hills and I had no adventure. I've never run in the trail and
Yeah.
the elevations were high and
Hmm.
I didn't know people needed poles and all that. So that
Yeah.
was my first encounter with trails. So I was accidentally introduced into it. So I
Oh,
did a
wow.
full marathon. Yeah, full marathon. So that was in 2000 and I think 2018 or
So your
17.
first race was a marathon.
Yes, and it wasn't even road marathon.
It
I told you
was
in the
it was a trail.
in the trail. So
Oh my
everything
God.
I accidentally bump into everything. I
Yeah.
didn't plan it and I didn't
Yeah.
read it or study it. It's like I just bumped into it and it's
Mm.
like you just have to get on. But the good thing is at least I was running on the road. But even though I
Yes.
wasn't prepared for the trails, it's like you just get on with it. So I
Yeah.
struggled. I almost died, and it's like what's sort of this? I never knew there was a race in a forest, no
Mm.
cars, no people, very unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
But I at least I finished it. Of
Yeah.
course, it took several hours, maybe how many, maybe nearly 9 hours or so, but I finished it.
Yeah.
And then I felt very proud of myself. It's like, oh, this is not too bad afterwards. I think after each accomplishment, then
Yeah.
you think, oh, I can do this,
Yeah. Yeah.
if I can. So that was the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
my, running encounter. And then the
That
fact that I was accidentally introduced into the trail, it's like
mm,
I can do road because I'm already training on the
doing it.
road.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Mm.
now I can then begin to look for trails,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. You know what?
Yeah.
That has answered a lot of questions because as I was doing some research on all your amazing adventures, I was just thinking, Ade only runs marathons and ultra marathons, but now I can actually see why. Because your first race was actually a marathon.
Marathon, yeah.
That is just because I'm just like, I don't see anything in terms of like 10Ks or half marathon. It's just like
I
ultras.
really think
It's like,
those are wasting of my money and time, to be honest, to
fair
just
enough.
do.
Because I'll see ultras and then I see 50Ks and then there's 100K, then there's a marathon, then there's a 50K, then there's a 100K. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
where are they like the small race? But no, you don't do small.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. So now that coming back to what I was trying to say. So I
Yeah.
told you I saw somebody in the gym and I just thought one day
Yes.
I want to be like this lady
Mhm.
who can run for hours.
Yes.
So that imagination never left me. So now
Mm.
when I look back, it's like I don't think she can run half of my distance now if
Mm.
this lady comes close to me.
Yeah.
And then because I always imagined it that I can do this one day, I
Yeah.
never knew my imaginations can come to pass. So there was a couple, husband and wife in our
Yeah.
church. They run, but they do like maybe 10Ks or things like that. So they run every morning. So we bump
Mhm.
into each other
Sure.
sometimes in the mornings.
Mhm.
So we both live in Gloucester.
Yeah.
So we bumped into each other around about 5 a.m., 5:30
Mhm.
ish on a Saturday. And then we're going to do their 5, 10K like that. So then they waved to me and we chatted and that was it. And then um she was now telling me many Sundays after in church. She said, one Saturday we saw you around about 5:30 a.m. or thereabout. We were running and you were running. And then after they finished their 10K, they went home, showered, changed, had their breakfast, packed their luggage. And by 10, they were still packing to go to London. And then they went on the road and saw me. I'm still running from 5 a.m. up to then she said, oh, she couldn't concentrate in the car to London. She was thinking, is that girl mad? So when she was saying that, she said, so you were running for 4, 5 hours. So I remembered years back, I saw somebody running for hours, and now it's like the ball has turned over,
That's
and I'm the
you.
one
Yeah.
doing it. And now I'm so glad I'm not even in the gym anymore. So I'm
Mhm.
now on the roads. So many people have bumped into me, and it's like, wow, we saw you, we saw you. If I was in the
Mhm.
gym, I don't know how many people would have seen me,
No.
unless you're a gym member.
Yeah.
And if, of course, if you come to the gym, you could be a gym
Mhm.
member and not come to the gym, but on the
Yeah.
roads. So it became an inspiration for many people. So just like you see me online,
Yeah.
a lot of people see me offline, and
Mm.
then it's like, oh, they see you here and there and there. So that inspiration, is also what keeps me going as well. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. So how did you get to what made you think, you know what, let me sign up for Race to the Stones or Race to the King 100K because you've done more than one 100K. Why
Yeah.
100K?
I think, like I said, that ability, like, oh, I can push myself. Let's see
Mm.
how far the body can go. So there's one man in the running world, you might know him. His name is Bayo Mabo. He's always on Strava, he's always running and he's in the gym. So I follow him on
Yes.
Strava.
Okay. Yes.
He's
Yes.
quite short, but
Yeah.
he's very fast.
Mm.
So he always say, "Oh, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me."
Mm.
So I was always full marathon, 42.2. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
So I watch him on Strava and he records, videos, and it's like,
Mm.
oh, I'm 50, maybe then he was 53 years old,
Mm.
and I can do all things.
Yeah.
I can do an ultra marathon. So he did a 50K. And he
Mm.
said, if I can do it, you can do it. So I just sat and I just thought, let me try. I mean, let me just go and try. I don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
So obviously, haven't run 42.2. I can just push a bit and see
Mm.
how it goes. So I went to Bath. Bath is not far from Gloucestershire. So I
Mm.
tried to go to places not too far
Close.
from me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So about an hour or 2 hours drive.
Hmm.
So I did that, woke up
Yeah.
very early, drove to Bath, then did the 50K. Oh, it was hard, but I was happy I was able to
Hmm.
conquer that. And to make matters worse, when I go and try new things, it's just weird. I didn't know because it's a Bath. Have you been to Bath 50K
No, I haven't.
tunnels? So
No.
I didn't read the instructions. I didn't know that it's a dark tunnel and you were to bring your light.
Head torch.
So
Sure.
head torch. So I didn't bring anything. So I was at the start line with all these white men, and they had head torch. And I just thought, in the daytime, why would anybody be running with a head torch? And one of them turned around and said, "Excuse me, where's your head torch?" I said, "No, I don't need head." I said, "No, you need head torch." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, you're going to go into the dark tunnel, and you're going to run 50 kilometers." And I just thought, oh. And it's like, so how am I going to cope? I said, I
Mm.
don't know. So, and these are white men, very fast. So when we
Mm.
started, I mean, the tunnel is still maybe about, before you, from the starting point to the tunnel, was still maybe about 1 kilometer or
Mm.
so. So it was still bright. So they all had run fast and left me behind. So I was at the back. And then they had all run into the tunnel. So
Yeah.
I was now left on my own. So I got to the tip of the tunnel and I looked in. It was so dark and I had no head touch, headlight. And it's like, so what am I going to do? I've trained so hard and now I cannot run because I can't see what I'm going to run. I can't see. But
Mm.
I didn't want to go back home. I mean,
Not
I'll be
like
so
that.
disappointed.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
So I just thought, you know what? I just remembered I can do all things through Christ. So I just, prayed and just ran in the dark. So I ran in the dark, that tunnel, that
Yeah.
was about some 45 kilometers because
Was
you
there no
run
one
in
near
the.
you? Could you not kind
Oh,
of run with they
those
were
men
gone?
were super fast. And if
Okay.
you notice, ultras, and you've done quite a few ultras,
Yeah.
they are filled with men, more
Much.
men than women,
Yeah.
and they are faster or stronger or what have
Mm.
you. So nobody was going to wait for me, and I
Yeah.
don't know anybody. And
Yeah.
I was the only black woman,
Yeah.
so I stood out like a sore thumb. And it's like,
Mm.
that's why they looked at me and it's like, is she okay? Does she know what she's signing up for? And how come she doesn't even have the lamb? But I
Yeah.
just thought, I'm glad I didn't have the lamb, and I'm glad I pushed myself.
Yeah.
So I think I had a picture of that or a video of that. I actually ran in the dark tunnel. And after some
Wow.
time, I took out my phone. I did a short
Mm.
video. So it was really dark. But after
Yeah.
some time, my eyes got accustomed to the darkness in the
Yes, it
tunnel.
does.
And then I was able to run like that. So I didn't see where I was running to, but I was running straight and I was focused. And then that was the beginning of my
Mm,
journey. And those men, when they run, I think you had to run like 10 kilometers one
mm.
way and then 10
Okay,
kilometers one
sure.
way. So when they were coming,
Yeah,
so I could see them, so they can see me. And it's like, oh, she's still running. She's able to make it.
yeah.
So they could wave to me, and then
Oh,
that
that's
was it. And
nice.
they run past.
Mm,
So I did that, forth and back
yeah.
about 4 or 5 times and then
Mm,
finished the race. So it took me some hours, I think about good 8 hours or
mm.
thereabouts. Yeah. So that
Oh,
was the
wow.
first ultra
Mm,
in my life. So from there, I now had more confidence.
yeah.
So now I would read instructions. I wouldn't just jump into any race
And
and
now
go.
you probably take everything with you.
Well,
Yeah.
I still forget one or two things, but not as
Yeah.
bad as the light. I wouldn't joke with the light.
Yeah.
Then, when Black Girls Do Run started to do Race to the Stone. So by then, I'd already
Yes.
done 50K. So when
Yes.
they said, "Oh, do you want us to go to 50K race to the stones?" And it's like,
Mm,
"Oh, this is nice. Now this will be a trail, and
yeah.
this will not be too bad because sticking out like a sore thumb all the time. Now I have my running tribe with me. We are all
Nice.
black and we're
Yeah.
all girls, so
Hmm.
this will be even more interesting." So
Yeah.
I did the 50 kilometers race to the stone in 2023,
Yeah.
and I think we were about 8 or 10 of us.
Mm.
So it was fun. Yeah. And I think that was when I saw you. You
Yes.
were
Yeah.
doing your 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
So you see, that was how you now became an inspiration. It's like, wow.
Oh.
So there are levels, there are
Mm,
dimensions. So you
yeah.
move from full marathon to
Mm,
50. And then I saw it's like, wow. So Trina is going to do 100. And I just thought, wow, how is anybody going to be able to do a 100 kilometer? So I
yeah.
just thought, okay. So from sight,
Yeah.
imagination, seeing other people, I begin to think about it. It's like
Yeah.
if they can do it, I can try, at
That's it.
least try. I
Try.
mean, that's all
Exactly.
you can do. Yes. I mean, you can do it, or
Hmm.
if you can't do it, that's fine. But at least you tried. So
Exactly.
I thought of that
Yeah.
100K in 2023 when we ran the 50K. But I
Mm,
didn't do anything about it. But I thought about it. But I
yeah.
kept running my solo runs, long runs regularly. I'm
Hmm.
very consistent with
That's
my
good.
long runs.
Yeah.
So it gave me hope. And
Mm,
then in 2024, then we did the country to capital 70, I think that was 70
yes.
kilometers.
Yeah. 70
So that
K.
was my
Yeah.
first time over 50 kilometers. So
Mm,
we did that and it was, oh, this is not too bad. So obviously with training long
yeah.
runs all the time,
Yeah.
it has now helped me to
Yeah.
adapt. So I can easily just jump up and run because I regularly would run
Mm,
long distances. So it helped. So it's like, oh, this is not too bad. I could then prepare for the 100 kilometers.
yeah.
And then when I did the first 100 kilometers, all my sisters are running the Black Girls Who Run. So many people had then signed up for 50K. So I
Yeah.
think there were about 20 something.
Mm,
We all lined up for 50K. I mean, they
yeah.
lined up for 50K. They assumed I was going to run 50K, but I was going to run the 100. But it was fun running the first part of the 50K with my tribe.
Yeah.
So when they got to the final, their last stop and
Yeah.
settled down to eat. So I came round, I said, no, guys, I'm not doing the 50. I have to continue another 50. And they were all shocked. It's like,
Yeah. I
are you
bet.
crazy or something? I said, no, I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
So they couldn't believe their eyes, all the Lady P and
Yeah.
Dennis Rout and the Linda. And it's like, maybe she's joking. But I did. And then, by the time I finished, I mean, whilst I was running, they were texting and calling and like, oh, how are you coping?
Yeah.
Where are you? So they were trying to find out each step where I was. So
Mhm.
I let them know I'm now 60, I'm now 65, 70, 80. So to
Amazing.
cut a long story short, yeah, I got to the 100 at around about 2 a.m.
Mm.
So it was like, gosh, I finished. I was knackered, I was worn out, but I am so
You
glad
did
this
it.
dream, yes,
You
this
did
dream
it.
has come.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like winning the lottery,
Honestly, yeah.
honestly. So I was so glad. And that was Race to the King, actually, not Race to the
Mm.
Stones. And that was another mistake I told you I made. I learned each time. I forgot my pole. So when you're going
Oh,
up, I
yes.
left, I didn't have that. And
Yeah.
the elevations of the Race to the Kings. Oh my God. Have you run Race to the
No, so I've
Kings?
only done the Stones, not the Kings. But I heard the King
Oh,
is really. It's
It
really
was
nice, but the elevation is more, isn't it?
The elevations are deadly. Oh
Mm.
my God. And then I forgot my pole. So
Oh,
just like I
no.
forgot my headlight when I went
Mm,
to run in the dark, and now
yeah.
I'm coming to high elevations, no poles. So
Mm,
it got to some elevations that it wasn't running, it wasn't like even race anymore. It felt like mountain climbing. So I
yes.
had to go on all fours. I had to go
Oh
on my
my
hands
God.
and my feet and crawl up the elevation. Otherwise, you're going to tilt and fall backwards.
Yeah. Oh
Because
wow.
I didn't even have any poles, but
Mm,
that
mm.
was the first one. So I'm glad it was the toughest and it was the first.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
the next month, I now came to Race to the Stones and then did the 100. So the 100 of Race to the Stone was flatter
Yes.
than the Race to
Yeah.
the King. So I was happy that I could do that. So that was it. So before I knew it, I was now
Yeah.
getting more and more confident. I could push, and I
Yeah.
know when to push fast. So I wouldn't go running very fast at the beginning because I
Hmm.
need the energy. And then after the 50-mile mark, 50
Yeah.
kilometer mark, then I start, building up more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that was
amazing.
how yeah.
Honestly, like you just literally sound superhuman because it's just like, yeah, I just can't wrap my head around it because it's just like, and then you did King 100 and then you went on to do Stones 100. It's just like, I can just
Yeah.
imagine, like, it takes a lot in terms of your mindset as well
Yes.
to be
I
able
think
to
it's the
kind of,
yes,
yeah,
the mindset. Yes, the
to be able
mindset.
to push
Yeah.
yourself because it's never easy because
It's never.
they get to points where you question yourself, like, why am I doing this? Like,
Who asked me to do this? Yes.
why am I here?
And nobody's even paying me to do this.
No, right. It's like we're not elites. We're paying to do
We
this.
are paying,
Yeah.
exactly. We're paying.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
amazing. I was going to ask you, how did you come across Black Girls Do Run? And obviously, like we've spoken about being at the start line and being the only black person, or even being the only black woman. So how does it feel to find a community group where you feel that you fit in and you belong
Mhm.
as well? And how is the support?
Okay, so I started running, like I said, about 11 years ago.
Mm,
So that was, excuse me, about 2015. So then by the time I got better and better and started
yeah.
running races, when I go to races, that is what I experience. I
Mm,
experience start line, you don't see anybody like my color. And because I told you I prefer longer distances,
yeah.
so the longer the distances, the fewer the women. If you
Yes.
are going to run 5K, 10K, or half marathon, you would see
Yeah.
more women. If you're
Mm,
going to go higher, then you
yeah.
begin to see less women. So I was beginning to look so odd and weird. And the
Mm,
look sometime you get can be very discouraging or
hmm.
painful at some time. So
Yeah.
I just ignored. I felt I should just,
Yeah.
just
I
get on with
belong
it.
here as well. I paid for this race. It's like,
Exactly. Yeah. So, that was 2000 and what was that? About 2015 to 2020 or just before 20.
mm,
So I started to then, get better, subscribe to magazines, get a Garmin watch, I started
mm,
getting better knowing the running shoes too. So
yeah.
then I started to scroll for social media,
Mm,
anything running, like running world,
yeah.
running anything. So I didn't know suddenly this Black Girls Do Run popped up on the Instagram.
Mm,
So Tasha wrote a lot of things about, being a black lady. She's been
yeah.
running for 22 years at that time or so.
Mm,
And each time she lays up and get to the starting point, the look she gets and all that.
yeah.
And she said, no, she has to do something about it. That's what she wrote in there. And I just said, oh, this is nice. This is exactly what I feel.
Yeah.
So she is setting up a group if you want to join, if you're interested, if you're a black woman
Mm,
in the UK, just like the name depicts, if you're a woman,
yeah.
black, who live in the UK and you love
Yeah.
running, just join. So
Yeah.
I now replied to her. I wrote, sent a DM and it's like, oh, this is nice. Oh, she said, yeah, you can join. And that time there were very few, I think barely
Mm,
12 or so,
sure.
because she and Linda bumped into, I think their children were friends at school or something.
Mm,
And then they had another two friends. So
mm,
there were four, and then they
yeah.
had two or more. So at that time, there were very few, maybe
Oh,
10
wow.
or 12.
Yeah.
So she now had a WhatsApp group before we went
Yeah.
on Halo. So I joined them on WhatsApp. I
Yeah.
explained that even though I live far away, it wouldn't matter. So you can just send pictures of your runs, your
Yeah.
events, and things like that. So I was now happy. So I had a group. So, but the sad thing is that they're in London, I'm in Gloucester. So I still wanted them to be near to me, but
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do unless you move
Mm.
to London. They're not gonna
Yeah.
move here.
Yeah.
But one day, because I do go to London once in a while for shopping or
Sure.
events, I just thought, okay, one of these days when I see an event that,
Yeah.
goes with the day that I'm gonna run, or with the day I'll go there, I would run with them. So one weekend I went there, and they were doing running the bridges on one Saturday morning or
Sure.
Sunday morning. So we were about 10 of us. We run the bridges. And then by then, obviously, you buy the
The t-shirt.
t-shirt or
Yeah.
whatever that had
Hmm.
the name on it. So I bought mine as well, and it felt really good. And
Yeah.
then since then, she got more members, and it's like, oh, if you want to go to a race, she'll put the information on, and if you are interested, you can
Mm.
come along. So that was how I was now interested. So
Nice.
when they go to race to the stones or things like that, then we
Mm.
did London Marathon, quite a lot of
Yeah.
us. Then we did Country to Capital, quite a handful of us. So it was now fun. So
Yeah.
when you turn up at an event, especially the long distance ones
Yeah.
where you have fewer women or even black, when you
Mm.
have them with you, then
Yeah.
it boosts your morale. So you don't feel
Definitely.
too exactly. So that was how I found them. And the support,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, it's like, of course, you feel almost like you were born of the same mom, this
Mm-hmm.
women, because
Yeah.
like you said, all you talk about is running, and
Mm.
when you go to bed, you talk about running. When you wake up in the morning, you talk about running. And
Honestly.
even as you're walking on the streets, you're talking about running.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. So it's like this is fun. And now
Yeah.
when we did the race to the stone, we camped there. So there was the one you can camp all night.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
camped. So that was the first time we actually, or rather, I actually had spent more time with them because we
Oh, that's nice.
spent the camp time. You remember
Mhm.
when you were running and we called
Yes.
you? So we
Yeah.
were,
Yeah.
coming down for our camp in
Yeah.
the evening. Then in the morning we ran the
Hmm.
50K. And then when we finished, ate some more and then went our
Yeah.
way. So I was now
Hmm.
beginning to enjoy it. I always look forward to when we're going to do a group run together.
Together. That's nice.
Since then, I've got that support, and
Mm.
I always look forward to when we're going to hang out. Yeah, they came last October. They had women's retreat. I don't know whether you heard about
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I
So
think I saw some pictures. Yeah. Did you attend that as well?
fortunately, I'd been for another retreat before then, so I couldn't
Sure.
go. But Tasha called me and said, "Oh, you can come for the park run." So they arrived because it's very close to me,
Oh, okay.
Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire.
Yeah, it's very close,
Nice.
Gloucestershire.
Nice.
So when she called me that they'd
Yeah.
landed on Friday evening in their hotels, but they're going to catch a coach and
Yeah.
go to the park run. So I was very excited. So I jumped in my car and drove to the park
Oh,
run,
that's
and
nice.
then we hung out, do the park run, So that's, yeah, that community of belonging. Oh my God, it's really boost. Maybe if I didn't have that, maybe who knows, my
Mm.
motivation might have gone down a bit,
Sure.
or you know.
No, that's
So
good.
because I run alone most of the
Mm.
time, like over
Mm.
95%
Of the time on
of the
your own.
time.
I was gonna
Yes,
say to you, because obviously you're training for long distance all the time. How do you get through those hard days? Because I'm sure, especially like now, the season we're in, when you wake up and it's dark, by the time you finish work, it's dark, but you know you
it's
still want
dark
to run. How do you
to
kind of,
run.
because I know motivation goes out the window. It's
Of
mostly
course.
probably discipline and that structure. How do you
Hmm.
get, how do you say to yourself, oh, Ade, okay, come on, let's go. Let's just go and get our run done.
Yeah, I think what happened was that during the pandemic, a
Yes.
lot of races were cancelled,
Yes.
and it was getting harder to run, even whether the period was dark or not. The
Mm,
fact that races or hanging out with people was out of the window,
yeah.
it was getting difficult. So running became the only access to get out.
Mm,
The government allowed us to exercise at least
yeah.
once a day. So although you couldn't go to the gym or you couldn't
Yeah.
run in a club or you couldn't
Mm,
do a race, but the
yeah.
government allowed you once a day to go out. So,
Yeah.
and I know if I miss that once a day or that outing,
That's it.
that is it for me.
Yeah.
So that motivation helped that
Yeah.
we were at least allowed to run, out. And because I was already a solo runner, I
Mm,
didn't have anybody anyway, so it was
yeah.
okay. So I continued. So I now noticed that after some days, let's say life gets in the way and three,
Yeah.
4, 5 days I haven't run, I begin to feel that something is missing. It's almost like I
Mm,
was becoming depressed just
yeah.
because it's almost like an addiction. Like I
Mm,
haven't had my
mm.
cocaine or my
Yeah.
marijuana, so I need to have my
Yeah.
fix. So
Yeah.
that was how it was now getting. So if I'm tired or busy, I might not run for a few days, but that's
Mm,
fine. So I take them as rest days,
Yeah.
you know. Then when I finish, put life back in order, I try to have structure. So then those days I used to do night shift a lot. So
Mm,
I would wake up just before the shift and
yeah.
then put in the hours or put in the miles and then come back, shower, get dressed and rush off to work. But when I was getting too tired on night shift, I just said, no, I can't keep doing this. So I had to change
Mm,
my patterns to days.
yeah.
So now that I know that I have to work and I have to run, I have to now devise a means. Okay, how long will it take me to drive to my workplace? How
Mm,
many hours sleep can I catch? How many? So it was like a very serious calculation. I
yeah.
brought out my pen, I brought out my calculator. You would think I was calculating some money or so.
Calculating time. Yeah.
Exactly. Calculate the 24 hours diligently.
Honestly, yeah.
Even the time to
Yeah.
put on my shoes
Hmm.
and put on my running regalia, how many minutes would it take?
Mm,
And then because, sometimes being a woman, you could be slow, but you have to calculate all those time. And then I like to weigh myself because don't forget the thing that even drove me to that was morbid obesity. So I
yeah.
was very large. So now I had to get up and weigh myself, and I saw that I was in a very good shape. So I kept that maintenance.
Mm,
So if I don't run, my the main purpose of the thing that got me to that running was my weight, my health. I saw
yeah.
my health was improving, it was improving at a
Mm,
tremendously. I looked so fit and became
yeah.
like an elite athlete. So if I look at that and I don't want to let it go, it's like I have to hold on to this. If I let it go, I would find myself back where I was. And I don't want to find myself back there. So it's
Yeah.
like those are the motivations. So it's like you've been delivered from a problem. So you don't want
Yeah.
to do anything that will let you go back
Take you
to
back,
that.
isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think those were the things that kept me going. And then those dark months, I now got used to it. So it's like if I have to wake up early to go to work, so let's say
Mm,
my shift will start 7 o'clock and it will take me 15 minutes to drive there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, when can I wake up and how long will it take to get dressed, do my weight measurement, check
yeah.
my blood pressure, record everything. So I have to start monitoring all those things and
Mm,
how many hours can I slot in. So if I wake up, I can run as fast as my legs will carry me. And
yeah.
let's say I can spare only 1 hour, 30 minutes. So
Mm,
that's fine. I don't care whatever I run in 1 hour, 30 minutes. That
yeah.
is the all time
It's
I
still.
have.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and I run according to the time I have. So if
Mm,
I have 1.5 hours,
that's good.
I guard it jealously. I
Mm,
don't allow anybody to, waste my time or interfere.
mm,
Even if there was a phone call and it's going to be interfering, it's like, oh, you're digging into my 1.5 hours.
yeah.
So you have to face the person off the phone
Yeah.
and, quickly focus. So I think that focus, that
Yeah.
time management has helped me a lot.
Mm,
So you have very little time out of your 24 hours, so you have to guard it diligently.
yeah.
So
Making
that
the
was
most
how
of
I,
it.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, definitely. I was also going to say, what do you think? Because obviously, grief, in a sense, brought you to running.
Mhm.
Um, and sorry for the loss of your mum. It resonates
Thank
as
you.
well. I lost my mum a few years ago, so I completely understand
Oh no. Oh
how
dear, sorry
how
about
running
that.
helps as well. So obviously grief brought you to run, and also in terms of
Mhm.
you started thinking about your health and stuff like that. What do you think you've learned about yourself in the last kind of like 10, 11 years? When you
Mhm.
think back to who Ade was then, what do you think you've learned? What has running taught you over the years?
Oh yes, running has taught me resilience. Like, I mean, if I can run long distance, I don't think there's anything I cannot do. Secondly, like you said, grief brought me. So that running, it relieved my grief because I wasn't comforted, even though time had passed. I wasn't getting comfort,
Mm,
even though people called me, tried to spend time with me. That's after the funeral. I
mm,
wasn't getting comforted, so I needed something to take my mind off the loss. So when I now started to exercise, even though I wasn't running, I was swimming. When I was now
mm,
using a lot of my energy to swim, and so it was the pain, the soreness was reducing with time. And then
mm,
by the time I now got addicted to running, it eased. So it was very soothing. So
yeah,
I think that was what running did for me. So that's why I was good at it at longer distance,
yeah,
because the longer I was able to go and pour out all the energy, there was less energy to cry and
mm,
and mourn. So that was what pushed me, and I
yeah,
kept going. Yes. So
Yeah.
if she hadn't died, I don't think I would ever had run
Mm,
in my life,
yeah.
and I would never have. Maybe I would have died in the first COVID because I was large, and then the COVID might have killed people who were very unfit and
Yeah.
unhealthy as well. And
Yeah.
black people, as you know, black color, black and Asians. Yeah,
Yes, definitely need to kind of move more and look after our health as well, isn't it?
that is correct. That is
Um,
correct.
would you say you inspire people around you
Oh
in
yes,
terms of
oh yes.
running? Has anybody else kind of started to walk more or go to the gym or wanting to run or asking you questions or anything like that?
Of course, the answers, the questions were all over the place because, like I
Yeah.
said, because I was seriously morbidly obese,
Mm,
so when they started to see that weight loss
yeah.
going down at an alarming rate, the first thing people will think, and thank goodness this was the days before this Monjaro
Oh,
and
yeah.
all
Mm-hmm.
these things now.
Mm-hmm.
So this was many years ago. I'm so
Yeah.
glad because if I started it now, nobody will believe running did
Right.
this. They would just think. So
Mm-hmm.
even then, they didn't believe my co-workers or family or acquaintances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What did
So
they think you did?
they think it was surgery. So at least in those days there was surgery.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't blame them anyway. There was surgery.
Yeah.
People could go to,
Yeah.
gastric binding
Yeah.
or whatever options there then, but there wasn't GLP-1 injections, but there
No.
were other options.
Mm.
So people thought at work, it's like, what is she doing? And it's like they started, like you said, asking questions. It's like,
Mm.
and I said, no, I run. They said, you run, and like I said, they're all white, and it's like black people, it's in their brain. They won't say it
Mm.
out. It's like black people don't run, and even if they would run, they wouldn't be able to persevere at
Mm.
the determination or the level at which I was persistent with it. So they
Mm.
expect you just do 5 kilometers once in a week, and then maybe 2 months later another 5 kilometers. But
Yeah.
they were shocked I was doing it virtually
Mm.
every day and the distance, so they couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. And then, like I said, I was looking very toned, very fit.
Mm.
So it was like you would have thought I went to the gym to do
Yeah.
some weightlifting. And surprisingly, I don't even go to the gym. I
I
told you,
was
and
gonna
there's the gym.
say, yeah, do you do any strength training or
I
anything
don't
like
even like it. It's like I get so bored if I go to a gym and try to do it. It's like, no, I want to go out. I want to
not
be
to run?
free. I want to be, yes. And
Yeah.
I like the freshness of the air.
Mm.
And I have my Bluetooth on. I listen to music, to
Hmm.
gospel, I read audiobooks.
Yeah.
So not only am I getting better physically, mentally,
Mm.
spiritually, I enjoyed all the other things. So for
Yeah.
me to go to the gym and be trapped doing things, so I just left it and I was
Mm.
excited. So
Yeah.
once like I told you, it became like an addiction,
Mm.
like a fix. It's like if
Yeah.
I'm getting low or down or
Go
something,
for a
I just
run.
yes, I
Yeah.
just need a quick run,
Yeah.
a quick. Then I could do those short ones like five
Yeah.
kilometers or something for a quick
Hmm.
one. Then most times I would go long.
Yeah.
So people were asking questions. Okay, now that you started running, oh, what do you eat? And obviously, I changed my lifestyle because I was eating
Yeah.
unhealthy. So I started
Mm.
to eat healthy, and I
Mm.
started to tell them this is what I eat. And people don't
Mm.
believe. How can you just eat just this little a portion? Or you mean you don't eat bread, you don't eat rice, you don't eat? I said I stopped all those and I started to drink a lot of water. Remember we talked about water because now when I run,
Yes.
I get thirsty. So I
Mm.
drink volumes of water.
Yeah, that's
In
good.
those days, I hardly drink water.
Mm.
I don't even drink water. I drink every other thing drinkable
But
except
water.
water.
Yeah.
So the only times water go through my mouth
Mm.
before 11 years ago was when I brushed my teeth.
Mm.
After I brush my teeth, water doesn't come into my mouth. So I would
Mm.
have hot chocolate, I would have orange juice, I would have
Yeah.
anything drinkable but not
Mm.
water. And then when I changed my life around and
Yeah.
became addicted to running, I would drink every other, I mean, I would drink only water, but I can't even drink, like, I would hardly drink juice or maybe social or
Mm.
something. I would
Yeah.
hardly drink any hot drink, just volumes of several liters of water a day. So people started to notice that, like,
Mm.
she's not drinking this, she's now drinking water.
Yeah.
And then my family, of course, they know me. We ate the same sort of things from like Nigerians. We ate
Yeah.
a lot of heavy, starchy food, and I
Yeah.
stopped eating all those things. And then, I told you my brother came and he put me on that app and then, watched. And
Yes.
it's like, you mean you're doing all these
So
distances
does
every
your brother,
day?
does he actually run? Does he
He
run?
was running then,
Okay.
he
Yeah.
was. And even though he claimed he was running, I mean,
Claimed.
being a man,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the reason. He claimed he could run. I mean, he
Yeah.
would do 5K
Yeah.
10K once in a while, maybe, like I said, 2 times a
Mm.
week, 3 times, sometimes none. But at
Yeah.
least the fact that you're doing something and the rest
Yeah,
of
it's
us
better
were
than
doing
nothing.
nothing.
Yes.
So he felt very accomplished
Yeah.
until, there's a new girl on the block who could
Yeah.
now do longer
Longer.
distances consistently. So he
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. So
Mm.
now he stopped completely running. So he can't even run anymore. He's put on a lot of weight.
Ah.
So that was the thing. So,
Mm.
so people were motivated, and then at work, where I was working there, I mean, there were quite a lot of them who were very obese like me. So
Yeah.
they were surprised I left the group of obese people.
Mm.
I left them and waved them goodbye,
Yeah.
and so they were now very sort of like jealous. It's like, how can you leave us in this group? And they
Yeah.
wanted to find out
Well, they
why
can
we.
join you. They can join you, right?
Oh yes, they did. So what
Yeah, good.
they did other things. They went to Slimming World, they went to
Mm.
Cambridge Diet, blah blah blah. Then they started cycling. They could do every other thing, but
Mm.
nobody could run except
Yeah.
one man. He
Mm.
tried it and he was good. So he could run, but not
Yeah.
long, but at
Yeah.
least he could run. So he could run
Mm.
10K, 5K, and all that.
Yeah.
So those people were motivated, yes. But at least I'm glad they were now conscious of their weight,
Definitely.
conscious of their
Yeah.
health.
Mm.
So at least they made some lifestyle changes, not
Absolutely.
severe like I did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even expect anybody to go severe like I did,
Mm.
unless you had gone through what I went through.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go through what I went through, like
Mm.
if my mom didn't die, if she was not unhealthy and all
Mm.
that,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah.
So if anybody told me about running or swimming or cycling, it's like, well, what
Mm.
is that? And why would I waste my time doing that?
Yeah.
But now, it's like, no, I really want to live a very healthy,
Mm.
when I live long life, I want to
Yeah.
be very healthy.
Healthy.
So
Yeah.
actually, it was my health that drove me to that, and
Mm.
then it now became an obsession.
Yeah. It's a good obsession. An
Thank you.
expensive one,
Oh
but
my
it's
God,
a
tell me
it's a
about it.
healthy one.
I'm in debt from running, trying to trying to run races. So I've stopped a bit
Oh,
now.
mm,
Yeah.
oh,
Mm.
amazing. Um, I was going to say if if somebody wants to start running, what advice would you give them?
First of all, I'll ask them, please, why do you want to run? Because
Mm,
I think your why will determine what you're actually doing.
yeah.
So if you just want to run just because you saw me running, I don't think it will help. So I'll first of
Mm,
all ask them why.
mm.
I think 3 years ago, a lady came to see me and we sat down for almost 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
It was a serious, yes, because I was woken up like 2 a.m. by
Mm,
somebody in Nigeria and said, I want this lady to come and see you. She's
okay.
very depressed. She cries every day. And I said, oh, why is she crying? She said she's very obese. She's got high blood pressure. She's got this and that.
Mm,
And
mm,
she has tried, to speak to people. And I said,
mm.
oh, really? I said, oh, this would be nice. So, we booked appointment and she came and
Yeah.
she was really large. And I just, oh, that's a very little thing. She said, oh, no, it's not little. So I showed her pictures. I said, look, I was here. Exactly. So I asked her, please, why do you want to lose weight? And
Mm,
why are you worried? So she told me she's young. She's much younger than me. She looks
yeah.
older. So she's in her 30s. She's got two children, two little children. I think they were like maybe 6 and 8.
Yeah.
And then she still has a mom. Her mom is alive and she
Mm,
is like the breadwinner for her mom back home in Africa. And she's like, I'm so big. I struggle to climb up the stairs, struggle to do this, breathless, knee pain, high blood pressure. She's on so many medications
yeah.
to control. So she's afraid that she might drop dead soon. And who is going to look after the children? Who is going to look after her mom?
Mm.
And I just thought, okay, what about yourself? Don't you think about yourself? Why are you thinking about the children and the mom?
Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. So everybody, I mean, that's what women do. They think of everybody else
Right. Right.
except themselves, especially if you're a mom yourself,
Mm.
you know. So
Yeah.
they think about their children and all that, but they never think about themselves. I said, but don't you want to feel good? Don't
Mm.
you want to look good? Because I really enjoy looking good.
Yeah.
When I was very obese, I never, in fact, I hardly took many pictures. I have very few pictures, so people don't know how big I was actually,
Mm.
because I hardly took pictures.
Yeah.
But when I now became super fit, all my pictures were everywhere, and then I put on my makeup and I have to,
Yeah.
show off. So
Mm.
now it's like, don't you want to look good? Why not for yourself and advertise yourself or something like that? Because she
Yeah.
really looked huge, and so it's like, what about yourself? So it shocked her. She never even thought of herself. I said, okay, fine. If you do it for yourself first and you begin to see improvement and people begin to see you, the
Mm.
respect you will get
Yeah.
and the admiration and the motivation, they will be surprised. They might even start to do things for themselves. But you
Yeah.
know, you're doing it for yourself. So I had to sit her down. I had to show her my plans, how I log my my miles and everything, what
Yeah.
I eat, and we had to prepare what I eat so
Mm.
she can eat the same thing. And because
Yeah.
we are both Nigerians, we eat
Mm.
similar things, if
Yeah.
not the same things. Very high quantity,
Mm-hmm.
very high, what is it, calorie content and all that. So it's
Yeah.
like, no, you have to cut this, you have to cut that,
Yeah.
you have to squeeze out time. I know
Yeah.
you are busier with two little children and a full-time job.
Yeah. I've lost you slightly, Ade. Unfortunately, we've lost Ade there. I think she had bad reception. So I will end the podcast right here, but hopefully we might do another catch up with Ade just to get the ending of her story and just to ask her if there was anything else that she would like to share um, with you, the audience. But thank you so much for watching today and have a lovely day. Take care. Bye. Right, we've just resumed recording, so Ade is back with us. Sorry, Ade, go on.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so the lady came and we sat from morning till evening, and then I had to do a lot of writing, a lot of diagram and examples and all that, and really spoke to her. So yes, she was touched and all that, and then I said, for yourself first, before the children or
Right.
husband or parents. So she did. I mean, she did for a few days, but I knew life would get in the way.
Mm,
But like I said, I don't expect anybody to suddenly be like me, because if you haven't gone through grief, because she's worried about them if she dies. But somebody in my family had already died. So
mm,
there's nothing to lose anymore. So they are not yet dead, or she's not yet dead, or none, her mom. So there's nothing to motivate, but she knows
yeah.
something can happen. So for a few days she was okay. And then
Yeah.
her friend who told her to come to me asked, how is the progress? I said, well,
Mm,
she's trying. She's changed her eating habit and she's beginning to jog a bit,
yeah.
run, walk. She's beginning to do that a bit. And then I asked, what do you think? And the friend, his wife, said, I don't think she will have that determination like you, because you
Mm,
have to be determined.
yeah.
So even if you're going to do 5 kilometers every day, you still have to be determined. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
Five K is still a long way to go.
It is, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, for people like us, it might be short, but
Yeah.
even if it's that short, if you're not strong-willed enough, you won't do
Yeah.
it.
Right.
So, so that was it. So she improved for some weeks and then obviously slipped back. But at least I've given that model, that guide,
Right.
that this is
Right.
the way, and you just have
Yeah.
to be determined. And you
Yeah.
have to cut off other irrelevant things out of
Mm,
your life to prepare to have time for running, because you have only 24 hours. You're not going to
right.
be given any other additional time to run.
Mm,
So you have to cut out other things.
yeah. Make
I
it
could
work.
sit down.
Yeah.
Exactly. I could
Mm,
sit down, watch movies, but
mm.
now I can't sit down and watch movies. I could bake cakes, and give out to friends. So I stopped baking cakes because
Yeah.
that is
You just
absolutely
eat it.
serious. Not only eat it, it's unhealthy, and then you give to
Yeah.
people and it's still unhealthy for
Yeah.
them
It's
and
true.
for you, and it's
Yeah.
very time consuming. So it's like,
Mm.
no, I'm not going to bake cake. So all those things, I could visit
Yeah.
friends and
Yeah.
family. So I stopped doing all that. So people now began to see me as antisocial, but it's
Yeah.
like, no,
Right.
I'm
You're looking after
protecting.
yourself. Mm,
Exactly. I'm protecting my time so
mm,
I can do what I need to do. So that
yeah.
is I think that was the other things that have kept me going. I was very protective of my time and
Yeah.
very disciplined with the protection of my time.
Mm. Oh,
Yes.
perfect. Amazing. So what is next for you? What races do you have for 2026? Anything? Do you have
Um,
anything in your race calendar already, or are you just gonna keep training?
Yeah, like I said, I always run. So
Yeah.
I don't even see it as training. I just see it as fun, just run as much time as I have.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I'm looking at Newport marathon. So because like I said, I try to run in these areas.
Yeah.
So anywhere about 1 hour or 1.5 hour radius
Hmm.
from Gloucester,
Yeah.
I want to do all the marathons there,
Hmm.
full or half.
Yeah.
or ultras. The ultras, they are so far away, so you have to travel there, book hotel,
And
take
all of
time
that
off
costs
work.
money.
It
Yeah.
costs money and it costs more time,
Yeah, yeah.
because if you're going to run an ultra, you want to go there before and rest. You don't want to travel 3 hours
In the
and then start
morning.
running, and
Yeah.
so it costs time. So a lot of planning.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm happy to do ultras like
Mm.
100K or
Yeah.
thereabouts, but I have to plan my work calendar, time to take off to go there, the
Yeah.
hotel to stay there, and then come back and rest. So I have to put all those logistics. But for now, I
Yeah.
can do an hour's drive or
Yeah.
an hour and a half away, do my 42, come back, or
Come
50,
back.
come back. It's not too
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
Mm.
so I'm thinking of that. I mean, when I've got time off work, then I could do an ultra, like a
Sure.
three-figure 100K or
Mm.
thereabouts. Yeah, so that's it.
Amazing. I also noticed that you do a lot of running challenges. Because
Oh,
like,
yes.
yeah, like monthly, like running 300 kilometers, is that just so that you have something also? Obviously, you get the amazing medal at the end, but you're going to keep
Yes.
running as well. So it's some kind of like, I guess, motivation that you
Motivation.
get something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like
Mm.
we were saying, so, like I was saying, management of my time. So I just thought,
Yeah.
okay, if I can't jump off and go and run, 50K in somewhere and drive there one whole day and then come back another whole day.
Mm.
And, those are time wasting. Even the time to travel is time
Yeah,
wasting.
it is
So,
a long
so I
time.
just thought, okay, when I began to see these medals became very popular when the pandemic came. So when
Mm,
the pandemic
yes.
came, the government canceled, all the
Races.
races.
Yeah.
So then this company started to do virtual ones. So if you run
Mm,
or walk or cycle,
yeah.
then you have it in your app and send it to them. Then they will give you the
Yeah.
medal. So that was how it started then.
Hmm.
So I started those things in the pandemic, but they were not
Yeah.
much. And obviously, I wasn't as strong as I was now. So
Mm,
I did little ones. I think I started like 10 miles,
yeah.
100 miles in 10 days. So
Mm,
10 miles every day
mm.
for 10 days. And that
Wow.
was fine. Then there was I think there was 10 kilometers every day for 30 days. So it wasn't
Mm.
too bad. So, I mean, because I
That's
already
a
enjoy
lot, though.
yeah, but because I already enjoy long
Joy.
running,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, I don't go to the gym.
Mm.
I'm, like I said, very protective of my time. So,
Yeah.
times to travel to places and do other things,
It
I
will take
became so
longer, isn't
guarded.
it?
So,
Yeah.
as soon as I opened the door from my house, the running has
That's where it
started. And
you've
then
pressed go.
until I come back to the door,
You
it's go.
stop it.
So I
Yeah.
then I focus and I move
Mm.
as fast as my legs
Yeah.
can carry. So there's no wastage of time. So if they said, "Oh, do 300 kilometers, 10K," oh, it's like that's not too bad. Then I
Mm.
sit, okay, the time to put on the clothes, to open the door, to do this, to do
Mm.
that. How long will it take?
Yeah.
For 10K, maybe I might do 70 minutes. I'm not super fast. I'm not
Yeah.
a sprinter. I don't sprint, but I
Mm,
can
mm.
endure.
You've got
So I can
endurance. Yeah.
endure. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't mind that it will take me 70 minutes or
Mm.
75 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
happy, but I can do it and I
Yeah.
can focus. So that was when I started. And then before long, I started to see, on that, what is it called? Run at my pace. There was,
Yeah.
100, 200, and I saw 300 miles. So,
Mm.
and I imagine things like, how can anybody run
Mm.
300 miles? So does that mean, so I have to divide it. It's like, that's about 10 miles every day. So I just thought, okay, I might try this. But
Mm.
what I'll do, I want it to be even number of days. So I like to
Yeah.
do it in a month whereby you have only 30 days. So
Mm.
like April, June, September,
Yeah.
November. So that if I start on the first of that day
You
and I
finish.
finish on the
Yeah.
30th, so I don't want 31 days or
Mm.
April 28 days, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I now said, oh, okay, I'll do it, but I will wait and prepare
Mm.
for those 30 days more. So the
Yeah.
very first one I tried some years back was April.
Yeah.
So that was when I challenged myself. So I
Mm.
ran every day 10 miles and then I finished
Wow.
on the 30th. I almost died, but I finished and then I developed injuries and all that. But at least
Mm.
when the medal came, it was worth it. Yeah,
Yeah.
people might not even believe. They might just think, oh, are you sure you did that? So they don't
Yeah.
believe
That's
that you
amazing.
actually,
10
yeah.
miles a day is a lot. And then to do
Is
it
it? Every
but to do it
day.
every single day. So it's like 70 miles a week. You're
That
literally
was what I was
clocking.
doing. Yes, I was
Yeah,
I was
it's
racking off 70 miles every day.
yeah.
And God help me if I miss it because I've done it a few times.
Mm,
So there was a time if I miss a day, then I'm in
yeah.
trouble. So I have to now run 15 miles one day and 15 miles the next
Oh yeah, of course, to
and
make it
catch up.
up. Yeah.
Yes. So I
Yeah.
became very protected. I had to
Mm,
plan. I had to make sure I don't have visitors coming from abroad. I chase everybody away. I make sure there's nothing interfering. So you go to work, you come,
yeah.
you run your race before or after. You're very,
Yeah.
protective of it and
Definitely.
focused. So it helped. And then
Mm,
there was a time I couldn't finish. So I settled for 250 miles because I
mm,
was tired and I think I got injured or something. So I
yeah.
settled for 250 because you can change the distance. So I was very happy with 250 miles that month. But that was not what I wanted. I actually wanted
More.
300. But I've done it a few times
You
now.
have. You
So I've
have.
got several 300 miles medal, in one go. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. You are, honestly, you are amazing. And you just continue to amaze me. Like, obviously, just listening to you, reading about you, but then, and everything else that you've shared today, it's just like, how much
Yay.
further can you go? And I feel like you can, obviously, you've done 100 Ks, but I definitely can see you doing like a 100 miler and further and
Wow.
further and further. Because obviously, like you said,
Hmm.
you've got that endurance. So it's not about pace or how fast you go, but you can
Exactly.
keep
You can keep
going and
going.
stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
definitely see you
Yes.
running longer than 100K.
Wow, thank
Definitely.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You make me feel so proud.
Nah, you are, honestly,
And so,
you are
and so
incredible.
can you as well, because you do a lot. I see you do this country to capital so many times. Like,
Yeah, I've done it
wow,
3 times, three
wow,
Januaries, like 24, 25, 26, but that's it now.
exactly.
Yeah.
My goodness. And then you went to the what is it called? The one you did in US. What is it
Yeah, the
called?
speed project.
Speed projects. Yes.
Yes, I've
So
done that
those are
twice and the Chamonix to Mars. I've done the speed project 3 times, but yeah.
wow. So yes, you've done, and those ones you have to run every day as well.
Yeah, because it's
Speed
a
projects.
relay. So like I run, then you run, then somebody else run, then I run, then you run. So it's like until we get from A
Exactly.
all the way to B. So
Okay,
yeah. So you're
okay. And was
traveling
it
from one.
long
Yeah, it was
distance?
350 kilometers or 350
Wow.
miles, sorry. So yeah, you just share it out within a team and you're running all day over like over 48 hours.
You
So
run, one
yeah.
person will run for 48 hours.
Oh no, one per between the team. So you're taking
Okay.
turns. So I might do 10 miles, the next person do seven, then five, then four. We just keep chopping up
Okay.
the miles until we get
Okay.
from LA to
Fantastic.
Vegas. So yeah, so
Wow.
yeah. But like you
Wow.
said, we like
Wow.
endurance and we like running long.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
so it
Fantastic.
works. But yeah, no, it has been
Wow.
amazing talking to you. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
being so
welcome. You're
open and
welcome.
just sharing and
You're
just keep
welcome.
running. I mean, like I can't see you stopping anytime soon. But there was one more thing I was going to ask you before you go, actually, swimming.
Yeah.
So obviously, your story started with you going to the gym and then doing some running on the treadmill and then swimming, but you stopped the swimming. Any plans to actually maybe ever go back to swimming?
Oh, I did.
Oh, good.
Well, not that I swam,
Mhm.
exceedingly, but I could enter into the water. I've done
Nice,
some lessons. So even though
nice.
I didn't finish the lessons, I think I
Yeah.
booked for 12 lessons or
Mm,
something. I can't remember. If you paid for 12, I mean, if you paid for 12, they'll charge you the
yeah.
price of 10 or something like that.
Oh,
So I
nice,
paid
nice.
that amount and it was
Yeah.
very expensive. I think it was £30 for half an hour
Yeah.
years back. So I was doing it, I was getting
Mm,
better, but I wasn't concentrating. So
yeah.
the little I have learned, I
Mm,
can just about get into the swimming pool and do some things, but
that's
I
good.
wouldn't, do a lot of swimming. So
Mm,
that when I go on holidays, at least I can swim. Because in
yeah.
those days before then, I couldn't do
You wouldn't
anything.
get
So
in.
now
That's
I can,
good.
yeah. So at least I can get into the water and
Mm,
swim a little, but I wouldn't go and do any long, oh, at all. I wouldn't do like other ladies I see,
yeah. The swim
those ladies
stance
in the
and
black,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
black girls doing row swimming. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. I can just get into it just for fun of you. But
Yeah.
I'm so happy with what I do, yeah,
Mm.
in the running world. I mean, if I really put my mind back into
Oh,
it,
yeah, you can. Absolutely.
I can go back. And then that would mean I want to do something like triathlon
Yeah.
or what do you call it? Aquathlon, if you swim and
Yeah.
run,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
can cycle.
Duathlon.
So that
Yeah.
means exactly I have to
Nice.
learn cycling. But where is the time to do this and do that? That's what I keep telling people. I think
It
that's why I'm
means
good at
it means you have to run less then.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. So I just thought I don't think I'm going to give up this running because if I want to go back to that swimming, it's going to
Yeah.
dig into the so I
Running
like you
time.
said, we have only 24 hours, so I can't.
Yeah.
Not that I can, but I'm not willing to
You
do
don't want
that. So
to.
I
Yeah.
think exactly, maybe that's why I am good at the endurance, because I put
Yeah,
a lot of time,
definitely.
energy, focus into it. So I don't do like other ladies who can do many things and want to
Yeah,
do many things. So they cannot, unless they are elite. So I
yeah,
don't know, but we are not elite, so you can't,
yeah.
so that's it. Do you swim or cycle as well?
No, so I was learning to swim, but it's also something I want to go back to be
Okay.
better at. But I can cycle as well.
Oh,
But
you can.
yeah, I can cycle. But yeah, like you said, running and cross training, and I love the gym. So I love the gym and
Okay.
I like running. So I think
Oh,
I
so do
would
you run
definitely.
inside the gym?
No, absolutely not. I can't stand the treadmill. It hurts my hips. I prefer to run. I'd rather run in the road when it's raining than be on the treadmill. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm an
Same here.
outside person. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Same
deal
here.
with the
Same.
weather outside.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely correct.
mm.
Oh, well done. Well
Oh,
done. So
thank
that was
you.
how that's how I got into. Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for this this
No, thank you so
interview.
much. I will let you
Hmm.
know because you already, yeah, yeah. So I will be in touch with you anyway. But
Okay.
thank you so much for sharing your story, and we will catch up
You're
soon.
welcome.
Thank you so much,
You're
Ade.
welcome.
All right, take
All
care.
right then. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.